Hello, this is Ikua Safako, and like I promised you, I told you we'll be designing this template to suit our purpose. Like we would have to make it our very own. So welcome, and it's still been the introduction to Canva episode. I'm excited to share with you this wonderful app. It's really amazing for any business owner to know how to use this app, and I'm super excited to take you through it. It's been an amazing journey with Canva for the past 3 years that I've been using this app. Let's get started. Now, my purpose today, like I promised earlier in my previous video, is to make this particular design my own. It's an already made template from the Instagram post session, and I'm going to change it. Alright, so the first thing I would want to change is the color. You just have to click on the color here and your colors show up. For the purposes of the video, I would want to use the white, or yeah, I think this looks better. Okay, now the next thing I would want to change is the picture in the picture in the phone. You would realize that Canva is written on the picture, which simply means that it's a paid for feature. So if I don't change it, I would have to pay for the design. Alright, so I want to change it to something of my own. So I'll just have to go here, and then you see this replace. You see replace. So you just click on the replace. Now it has taken me straight to my upload media. So if I want to replace it with something that I have, then I can do that. So let me use this picture here. Okay, so you realize that the picture has been uploaded, and look at how beautiful it fits into the phone. Isn't this amazing for advertisement? It is, right? Okay, I wouldn't want to show margins, so I've taken the margin off. Alright, now the next thing I would want to do probably is to add my logo. So as soon as I clicked on the plus sign, it brought me here. I just have to go to upload. My logo has been uploaded onto Canva, so I will just have to decrease it with the arrows, and then this plus sign here helps me to move it easily. So maybe I would want to place it right here. Yeah. Then the next one I would want to do is to change the write-ups. Okay, so now what would I want to put in there? For the purposes of this video, I would want to put there introduction to Canva. Alright, okay, now I can change my font as well as my font size. They are all located right down here. So let's say I would want to change my font. I just click on the font, and I have access to 1001 fonts. Some are paid for and some are free, so I'll just have to make good use of the free one. Okay, so let me see if this font suits my okay, I think I like this one. And then the next thing is my font size. So I can decide to use that, or I can decide to increase or decrease just by using the arrow. And then you can also, just with the box here, you can also enter it. Instead of pulling front and pulling back, you can enter the type of font you then your font size, and then it automatically takes effect. So I've increased it to 35, and you can see it has taken effect. Now I can change my font color. So, and Canva makes it very easy for me. You'd realize that aside the colors at the top here, Canva has given me colors from the photos I've used. I've used 2 photos, the one of my logo and the one of the design I chose to put on the phone. So all these are colors from the photos, and I can decide to use any of these to make my work uniformed and beautiful. So I can use that, I can use this, I can use this, I can use that. As a designer, you would have to be very good with colors to know what goes with what, and that's what makes your work beautiful. Actually, right now we are not trying to really design anything, but we are just trying to learn with the features. And then aside the colors, I can decide to bolden my work or not bolden it. I can decide to italize it. Now, there are some fonts that gives you the opportunity to use the italic, and some don't. So this particular font does not give you the option of using the italic button. There are some other fonts also that do not give you the opportunity to use the bold button. So it all depends on your font type. Alright, and then we can decide to either underline it or not to underline it. We can also decide to center it, align to the left, align to the right, or all that. So now we are using the center. Now we can decide to do it all caps, or hope you see the effect. Okay, and then we can also decide to itemize it. It's also possible in Canva. Okay, so an example of the itemized is what you see below what we are editing. All right, and then we can decide to make a, you see, so we are making a text line height come closer, or we can decide to widen it up. It all depends on how you want your design to look. And actually, we can even determine how our letters are spread. Okay, so all this is possible with Canva. Very possible with Canva. Canva is just an amazing app. Now, there's another wonderful effect you can use on your text. You just come to effect, and then maybe your text is not showing well, so you just you can add shadows. You see, all this is possible in Canva. Alright, and you can decide to curve your design. You see? Okay, so and your position. To make your work easy in Canva, you just have to use your position. it takes your work around. So if you want it to be at the top, at the center, you get it. It just moves it for you instead of you going up and down, pulling it this way, that way, and all that. You just have to use your position to turn it around. Alright, this is transparency. Maybe you don't want your write-up to be very visible. You can use the transparency, and this feature also works perfectly for pictures. So maybe you use the picture and you want the picture not to be too transparent. So I'm going to use that on. You just click on the picture and you come to transparency. You see, I can make it very blurry. I hope you see what it has done. But if you want it to come up, you just, and it's going to show perfectly. Alright, so I'm sure you've learned how to work on your text. Now the next thing we would want to work on is our picture. We can change anything from, we've learned how to replace our picture. We can also filter the picture, as in make it brighter. We can change the colors. All these are possible in Canva. You get it? Okay. And we can also learn to adjust it. So maybe we want it brighter. But those first features makes the work all easy for you. Very easy. You don't have to come and stress yourself doing it yourself. But if you want to, yeah, that's exactly. So those are some of the features you get with Canva. Yeah. Okay. And you can also crop your picture. So maybe you want your picture to be smaller. This picture fits in perfectly, but if it was bigger, you could crop it. You could also flip your picture. So you flip it upside down or this way. You can also position it. That we've learned already. And you could also use this arrow to push them around. We'll be learning about the other ones pretty soon. But before that, let me flip my picture back to its original state. Okay. There is another important feature, quick feature I would want to introduce to you in Canva, and that feature is the duplicate picture. Duplicate feature. It's right beside the dustbin button. As soon as you click on it, it duplicates anything for you, and you wouldn't have to do that again. You see, it's giving us double. Let me delete one. So I'm deleting the whole thing. Now let's say I want to type the same thing here. All I would have to do is use the duplicate button, and I can clean this and type. So you wouldn't have to go to text before you come and type again. Alright. Then this one here, let's say I would want to duplicate this whole design. So now I've done that. I have two pages now. This is my first page and this is my second page. I can do that over and over again. Right? And then I can also delete I can also delete, sorry about the noise, I can also delete the one of them if I want to, just by clicking on the delete button, and I'm back to just one. I can decide to click on that and it gives me a total plain, and then I would have to do all my designs on it again. So this brings us to the end of this part of Canva. I hope you've learned a lot of the tricks and the shortcuts. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to do your own design with Canva, and I'll